All right, definitely didn't forget to unmute my mic. Ah, that's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I forgot. I was doing so well. I was doing so well, and then I forgot about art. I forgot about my mic because I was thinking too hard about art. I'm professional. Professional. That's why I'm eating oatmeal today on stream. My breakfast is a little bit late. The 7% wins? Wow. Wow. Good for you. Good for y'all predicting it correctly today. Today, I may struggle a little bit with words, and that's okay. I had pizza for breakfast. Oh, the breakfast of champions. Beautiful gecko. Or sorry, meta. I saw green and I was like, oh, that's gecko. No, no, no. That's meta. What kind of oatmeal? It is oatmeal with honey. Nothing fancy, but enough to be like, this is a healthy breakfast. Oatmeal is so full of fiber. It's good for you, honey. It's good for you, honey. Whew. Also, thank y'all for the level 2 hype train. Thank you very, very much. I was on starting soon. I was on starting soon. What were y'all doing on a hype train? Correct prediction. Let's go. Let's go, Tan Mango. Is your computer alive again? So, good news. My computer is alive. For now. Thankfully, my mods were able to help me in troubleshoot, make sure it was all okay. The drivers were not up to date, as well as my computer is just getting old. I need to get some new parts or potentially just get a new computer. So I'm gonna figure out what build I need and try to build that up, and then I'll see if I can afford it. Because like my computer was already pretty good. My computer was pretty good when I got it, and I updated it too. But I might need to update again. I might just need to do a full computer update. Gecko, imagine me eating pizza in the morning. I have higher standards than that. Fair. Ah, yes, a good old case of old. Which, this thing that sucks is I got this computer beginning of pandemic. And then I upgraded. I did a big upgrade. Like 2 years in. And now it's only 3 years later, and I'm like, I need a stronger computer just to run really, really basic stuff now. Like, for streamers. Streamers just need extremely strong computers now. Like, you can't really do it on a regular computer. It is rough. Lindale had a big day adulting yesterday. Got our taxes done and a handsome return. Have a handsome return on the way. Let's go! Also got groceries delivered, and a big thing, I rewarded myself these last couple weeks with Elden Ring and Jedi Fallen Order on PS5. They'll be coming soon. Let's go! Enjoy it. Elden Ring is quite fun. Elden Ring is quite fun. You really gotta check for a new computer, like, uneven. Yeah, I don't know if I want one built into the desk, because I like being able to move it around and have different desks. And the desk I have is a standing desk. I don't want to spend too much money on a full setup, but I do want to spend enough so I have a good PC at least. Me big braining to figure out what was wrong with your PC. My mods are so helpful. Truly, truly helpful. Jeez. Wallet gonna suffer critical damage. Oh, for sure. For sure. Which is why I'm probably gonna have to wait a little bit to get one. Because tax season is here. And I gotta do taxes first. We gotta figure out that stuff first before I start going, I gotta update my PC setup. It's like, no, 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 honey. We gotta budget properly. We gotta budget properly and figure it out. Oh, little posture check. Thank you so much gold for all their names. Nice. Oh, good for my back. Oh. But yeah, my computer kept crashing and I had to bring it into the shop to get it fixed. Good news is they couldn't find anything wrong. They couldn't find anything wrong. So they didn't charge me, which is like, that is actually quite nice. Thank you. Thank you. The computer not broke, you can't fix it. Can't charge me. Beautiful. However, I was still having trouble turning it on. So I went into VC with mods and they were like, okay, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. And so eventually we figured it out what it was, kind of. Mostly it's I need to buy new pieces and my drivers were out of date. So, yeah, bad news, there was still something wrong. Yep. The shop just couldn't figure it out. Thank you for the hydrate, Cole. And the breathe. And Meta, thank you for the earwiggles. Would it charge you just for looking? What sort of Twilight Zone shop do you visit and where can I find it? The magical realm of too close to my place to tell you. Meta, the mods helped me sitting there saying everything while the other two were like, I don't know. They were there for moral support. It was the moral support that helped. Genuinely. Knowing there's a team that's like, okay, even if we don't say anything, we're willing to listen and help. It's like, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. Okay, my back feels good. Let's go. Honey was scattered during your Monday stream. I was extremely tired, and ADHD being tired makes it hard to focus, so sorry if I said anything off the wall. That's okay, Big Will. You take care of yourself. That's okay. So welcome in, Valora. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So, I will probably update my PC, maybe in the next couple months? Yeah, in the next couple months, I think. I'm gonna try to use this computer as much as I can, and then I will probably turn it into a for fun computer. Take off all the heavy programs and turn it into, like, a fun game computer, maybe, or, like, art that is not at my workstation computer. We shall see. Yeah, just easy. What was I gonna say? But yeah, so good news, it works. Good news, I did not get charged because the guys couldn't find anything. Bad news, I will have to upgrade my PC. So that's not necessarily bad news. It just means I now have to be careful with it, you know? I gotta figure out what I need and go grab it. Because the main problem we ran into was my CPU takes a beating whenever I'm streaming. So it's not awful right now because I'm not playing any games. And I think I can probably still do Lies of P, maybe. But I really have to be cautious about what I got going on, unfortunately. And I want to recommend you a song. It's called Witches by Alice Phoebe Lou. Witches. I like songs about witches. They're fun. All right, before I get too carried away, I have a bit time. Where are my glasses? There we go. Okay. I have to say thank you for y'all being very, very kind. I'll follow you. I'm gonna follow you. You seem so nice. Thank you. Thank you, Valora. That's very kind of you to say. Can always go PNG tubing just to be safe. That's true. I could PNG tube. But I love making models so much. I love making models so much. I don't know if I could do that. I can definitely make lighter models. Which is very good because this angel model is probably the heaviest model I'm going to make. And now that I've learned more, I know how to optimize models a bit more. So I'm very excited for that. Very, very excited to be able to make a lighter model. It'll be great. Your poor PC has been overworked to near death. Honey's a computer black company. I have been working a lot. Also, hello ZG! Welcome in! Myth, would you deny this goblin her model? She's just a little guy. Just a little guy. Would using an old model help, maybe? It would be lighter. The tracking wouldn't be as good. So, maybe I wouldn't do that. But, I know how to make it a little simpler now. A lot of it is, as far as I understand, texturing and the render resolution when I export a model. So, gotta go play a game in Attorney and I'm super nervous. You got this, Sushi. You got this. Get something nice in your tummy. Drink some water. Breathe. Listen to some nice music. It'll be fun. It'll be really fun. You're literally the first streamer that I've seen that tries to react to most people's chats. I do my best to read. I do my best. Sometimes I don't read it all because everyone talks and says very important things, but I do my best. But also, before I get too carried away, let me say thank you to y'all who were very, very kind during the hype train. Spherical Seller, thank you for the resub. Happy 36 months. 33 months, cute art goblin. 33 months. Twitch just give me 2 different numbers. Also, Bandle Bro! Hello, Bandle! Happy 6 months. It's an art study day. We're studying art. And I'm so nervous about it. I'm so nervous about it because I haven't really done this in a very long time. A very, very long time. Honestly, I don't know how well it's gonna go, so we're just gonna treat it as a light art practice. We're gonna be nice to ourselves about it. We're not gonna be mean. We're gonna be nice. Also, Frenzy, thank you for the resub. Happy 9 months. Congratulations on your stream, baby. It's good to see you again. Thank you. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're having fun. Also, Drago, thank you for the resub. Happy 41 months. Oh my gosh. Almost 4 years, and I can't believe that it's almost Honey's birthday. It's almost my birthday. It is almost my birthday. April 2nd, baby. What day is April 2nd, actually? This year, it is Wednesday. Okay. All right. That's not a bad day to have a birthday, honestly. Wednesday. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can eat fruit. I want to see if I can get some strawberries. Oh, that'll be nice. Robert Mischief, thank you for the shinies. Thank you so much. And Barrel Worm, happy 13 months. Thank you for the resub with Prime. Also, McBoliquin, happy 45 months. 45 months, this should be our 5th sub, baby. And you still have to come back from the milk and cigarette store. Sorry, it's taking a while. I gotta make sure that they have the right milk and cigarettes. Gecko, they grow up so fast. Old. That's what it means. It's like, you know, we're approaching our hag era. We're approaching our hag era. Looking forward to it. Let's go, baby. Not in a rush, but looking forward to it. King Booyah, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 35 months. Sorry I can't stay long because I have a D&D session. Have fun at D&D. Have fun. Is it birthday today? No, April 2nd. It's not today. It's coming, though. Very close. It's coming. EDP everything. Happy 9 months. Congratulations on your stream, baby. And thank you for the resub with Prime. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Let me read. Jasper, happy 43 months. I'm not okay, but at least we have honey. Oh, thank you, Jasper. I hope that you will be okay soon. I hope you will take care of yourself. Majmon Booty. Happy 2 months. Welcome back. Lovely name, by the way. Lovely name. Majmon Booty. Oh, that's funny. And Dark Cloud, thank you for the resub. Happy 38 months. Thanks for all the great art and just being an adorable goblin. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Hurak, thank you for the resub. Happy 45 months. Steel Turtle. Steel Turtle. Thief. Happy 6 months. Welcome back. Spider God, thank you for the resub. Happy 25 months. That's 2 years. Oh gosh, that's over 2 years. Happy 25 months, honey. A rare square root month. Oh yeah, I guess it is. 5 to the power of 2 is a square. Yeah. Yeah, that's 25. Do you have an art book? Not yet. Not yet, but I would like to. I would like to compile all my sketches so that y'all can have like a little book of my sketches. It would be fun. I didn't know you did stuff with art. I do art too, and I just joined your stream because I was searching random people. I'm so happy now. Yeah, I designed, drew, and rigged my own model. We're gonna be doing an art study today, so I'm helping my skills. Also, Meta, why did you announce happy birthday? It's not my birthday! 5 is a square root of 25. Yes. Like an art book? So, like basically a book of my sketches and hopefully some of my finished art. Because I think on the merch site that I can do that, I can actually compile a book like that, and y'all can see it. I'm torn between whether I want to make it an instructional, like, art tip book, or if I just want to make it like a compilation of my sketches, you know? It's tricky. Honey was literally the first face that popped up when I looked into Twitch. Oh, dang. Twitch was helping me out there. McBowl, thank you for the gifted sub to Zuchi Myth. Thank you so much. And Sir Willis, thank you for the sub. welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday, baby. Ooh. Gecko could do both. True, I could do both. I feel like the downside is that I wouldn't be giving any new information that a lot of other books can't give better. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, if someone wants to learn what I know, I would just point them towards Grizz and Norm's Tuesday tips. That has most of the information that I know. It has even more, actually, in a very good way of putting it. But a sketchbook could be more fun to compile. First you draw this line, then you draw this line, and you finish the character. What is that SpongeBob meme where it's like, if to draw a perfect circle, first you draw the man's face at the penny, and then you what are the steps there? I forgot. I've forgotten. Love your art. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me put the book away. Away with the... Do you both make it almost like a D&D manual type book? That's not a bad idea. That would require some writing on my part. And oh boy, I have so much going on. Actually, one of the things that probably is making my PC run, or putting more strain on my PC is that I have been learning Blender. So learning Blender is, I think it's a good skill, but I can definitely see how it can put more strain on my setup. That's okay. SpongeBob truly is the new Da Vinci. SpongeBob? Love that little sponge's work. Spider God, thanks for the hydrate, by the way. If you ever need a ghostwriter, I got you. I'll keep that in mind. A D&D art book written in D&D style. You may need to practice calligraphy. I like calligraphy. I actually used to have a little, like, calligraphy set, so it's fun. It's beautiful. I have a friend who's learning Blender and he can't stop talking about it. It's so fun once you start learning. Genuinely, it is so much fun. It's tough. It is tough. Learning all the hotkeys is the difficult part, but once you get the hang of the hotkeys, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Vulcan, you remember that Wizard beer commercial that floated around? Oh yeah, that's the face when I learned that the entire animation was made purely in Blender, making a 2D style and 3D engine. Yeah, that's Worthy Kids. Worthy Kids does great animations. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Sorry if I missed your message, by the way. Do you have an art book? Not at the moment. Hope everyone's having a good day, night, afternoon, all the above. Hope you're all hydrating, numbing, and resting if you needed. You're loved, you matter. So you have a good day, night, afternoon, and if it's not good, change it. It's tough. Sometimes if you're not having a good day, you just gotta chill out and be kind to yourself either way. I started learning Blender last week. Any recommendations on where to learn? Let me see. There's a channel that does like 1-minute Blender tips. So if you look up 1-minute Blender tips, they just have like 1 to 2 minute videos of a Blender tip, and it's very helpful. Because for me, the big downside of learning Blender is I don't really have a super good attention span for a lot of people. If the audio's off, if the person goes too fast, if the person goes too slow, I will lose attention very quickly. Like, a lot of Blender tutorials are like an hour long, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the patience for that. At a certain point, you do have to listen to the 1 hour long tutorials, but if you want to start with a shorter video, just 1-minute Blender tips. I agree, it sucks when I can't get up, but you gotta take it easy. Yep, you do. Jedi, who says the person that buys it won't think it's the best art book? They've bought it. If not the case of if you think someone else's does better, but what the person buying the book thinks. That's true. Any acrylic tips? Acrylic? No. I don't really have any tips for many physical mediums. I've done watercolor. Acrylic's not really my strong suit, unfortunately. Also, thank you for the lurk, Mariak. I hope you're having fun at a sword fighting tournament. Good luck! Good luck, you got this! Don't get hurt! Currently doing some calligraphy myself. Ooh, calligraphy. How to listen to an hour video, just to 2 minutes at a time. I don't know if I tried that. I mean, maybe that could potentially be a way to do it. I don't know if you're joking or not, but maybe. by just joined the stream and the tracking on the VTuber is incredible. Thank you. Made it myself. I'm glad you think it's good. I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with how it came out. What art do you make? I can actually show y'all. Microdosing tutorials? Yep. Microdosing on knowledge. Let's go to the art screen and I will show y'all. I forgot to do the hotkey for this. For the showing up on a different part of the screen. But here we go. Today, we're going to be doing art studies for color. I am not looking forward to it, but I want to improve my skills, so that's what we're gonna do. But this is the kind of art I do. Character art. Ta-da! That's just what I'm doing right now. Microdosing hour-long videos. At first it was half-baked joke, now realizing the merit behind it, might have to try it. Exactly, I was like, is it a joke? Because it sounds like it could work. It sounds like it potentially could actually work. Perhaps. Let's listen to some Blue Turtle. Because it is morning and we're gonna chill. We're gonna take it easy peasy. Whoop. Bit loud for me. There we go. How long have you been drawing for? I have been drawing since I was... The earliest drawing I ever found in a sketchbook was when I was like 8, I think. Maybe a little younger. But I've been drawing since I was 8. So for a long time. Oh my gosh, over a decade. Over a decade. My class, but it was canceled, so draw alone now. Let's go! We're both so ethereal. Thank you. Thank you. I make character art too, it's nice. Most do anime though. Anime is cool. Honestly, anime art style I learned a lot from, so it's really, really nice to see. Whew. Also, Spider God, thank you for the posture check. And Colby, thank you for the breathe redeem. Where are you studying today? So, I was thinking I was going to study a person, but I think I'm only going to do that for a warm-up. I'm only going to do a little bit of a warm-up today with person, and I'm going to do color today, which is going to be a little bit harder because I actually do not specialize in color. Color is one of my weaker points as an artist, aside from backgrounds. So we're gonna see how this goes. You like anime? Name 3. Dorohedoro, B-stars, free run. Easy. Easy. You want 3 more? Okay. Let's see. I liked Bleach, but like I have different opinions on it now than when I first watched it. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Yeah. Oh my gosh, well, I'm remembering its English name. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi is so good. Oh, so good. Speaking of color, me and Johnny watched Promare. Promare is really good. I also like Brand New Animal. That's a fun one. And then I like... I'm trying to think of one... I actually really like Chainsaw Man. I really like Chainsaw Man. It's messed up. It's messed up, and the characters are so much better than what he goes through. But, you know, that's okay. He's doing his best. Sorry, I was just turning on the hand. That way y'all could see. There we are. Now y'all can see it. Perfect. He's surviving. He ain't thriving. He really is not. Man. Poor Denji. Made it. But yeah. Today we are going to be doing color studies of food. So let me spread them out. I want to try to do 3 color studies. The idea behind this is not to get the colors perfect or the drawing perfectly done. It's just to get the colors down. I am not particularly good at coloring, so this is going to be my attempt to get better at it. The catch, I already know I'm not good at it, so I have to be nice to myself as I am learning, which is so tricky. That's so hard to do, but I'm gonna do it because it's good for growing. How do you move images from your brain onto paper? Basically, whenever I try, my hand just goes like, does not compute. A lot of the times, genuinely, my brain also does not do that. What I need to do is I need to gather reference sometimes to really get an idea of what I want. What I can do is, let's do a warm up anyways, because I have to warm up my arm a little bit. What I'll do is I'll say an idea I have. I have a pose idea of myself leaning forward, looking at the camera, like wagging a finger. So first thing I'll do is, this is genuinely something that clients can do if you want to show an artist what you want to do. You go, okay, here's the head, leaning forward for perspective, wagging a finger, and then legs, and then expression. That's it. That is how you get your idea out. And then you, or depending on if you're commissioning someone, or the artist, can go, okay, let's build that. Let's get the reference. So I'm going to use myself. I have that in my head already. I mostly know my proportions. And we are going to add anatomy to it. So I'm going to do this, get the angle of the head down, get the neck, the shoulders, the rib cage, clavicle, hips, bones here. We're going to do the hand a little bit more in proportion. Elbow, wrist, and then the other elbow here. So basically we're just refining it. We're doing multiple passes of refining. Got the hair here. It doesn't look completely accurate, but this is gently trying to get the idea out the way I want it. Kind of giving away our art secrets for free. Listen, if someone takes my art, air quotes, secrets and is able to become an artist, congratulations. You have not taken my secrets. You have just learned how to do art and become an artist, hopefully with your own style, you know? Even when someone's like, oh, I studied your style, now I can draw pretty much exactly like you. It's like, great, you spent the time learning to draw like I did. You can absolutely keep doing that, or you can try to find your own style. That is up to you. Depends on what you like. Sure, I'll steal your secrets. I'll do you one better. I will give them to you for free. I will give you the art secrets for free. All you gotta do is ask the question and put the practice in. The second part's the hardest. But I'll also put some refs in Stream Monitor chat for you. Ooh. Video I found about color that's really cool. Pixel art and hue shifting. That's cool. Suchi, yeah, doing style studies is so good for learning. It's so good. It's so important. Then you find out what you like or dislike about different styles and make your own. Yep, absolutely. So now I'm going to add a little bit of flesh here. And now I've fleshed out my idea a little bit more. I fleshed it out a bit more, but I want to push it. So here's the thing. In my brain, this is what I had. On paper, it doesn't show up the way I want to. That is okay, because I do a cleanup stage where I just grab a red pen. This is, of course, if you draw digitally. If you draw on paper, this is a little trickier to do, but you can absolutely still do it with an eraser or trace paper. Meta, that I must be off to work. Have a lovely stream. Have a good shift, Meta. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. But let's quickly improve this. So I'm going to do a bit of an anatomy pass by very gently changing the proportions to what I would normally do, or to be more on model with the character. A lot of this comes from practice and knowing anatomy, so it's not just having this be done, it's having the repertoire, or not the repertoire, the internal library from studying a bunch. I've done it so often that it becomes muscle memory. I want to push the perspective more. So I'm going to put the rib cage here. I'm kind of thinking like a Marcel sort of wagging her finger at Laios, who's just like, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Not that mouth. Something like that, I think. But what if it's tasty? Marcel would still say no. This is just for warm-up, by the way. So I want to push the perspective here, so I'm going to draw volume lines on where everything is going. So I'm going to push the perspective because I am short. So oftentimes when you were looking at me, you were looking down on me quite literally. I think this could also be like a chill chuck pose. For a second, I thought she was flipping us off. No, no, no. Not at the moment. I can absolutely draw myself flipping y'all off, but I'm wagging a finger. I gotta remember to eat my oatmeal. It's still in front of me. Gonna move the head over a little bit because I feel like it's looking a little bit to the left. I want to look a little bit more to the camera. So we're gonna make it a little bit more center view with this eye instead of having it 3/4. And then it looks a little too cross-eyed here, so we're going to there we go. Now it looks a little bit more at the camera. And we are going to do this. The silhouette's not as strong if it's over there, so we're going to leave that there. There we go. We're going to push the perspective on the legs. If it's like this. We're going to push this arm down a little bit to emphasize contrapost, which is the opposite tilt of the shoulder like this to the hips like this. It just makes the pose a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to emphasize that a bit more by grabbing the pivot point and going like this. Think that looks pretty good? Yeah, she's scolding you. So we can see how that transformed. You can kind of see how a lot of the times the art doesn't really start out the way my brain thinks. My art doesn't really go that way. I tend to change it as it goes. Nuh-uh, don't do that. But yeah. This could definitely use some work. I think it's losing a little volume in the hips for sure. But as a sort of just demonstration of how to put your ideas onto paper, that's pretty much what I do. Eat your oatmeal. Honey's scolding you. She's saying, eat your oatmeal. So I'm going to eat my oatmeal. Doctor, thank you for 120. Eat your oatmeal. Eat it for you. I'm trying to be held there. But Laura, what's the best way to start if you go from traditional artist to online? Because a traditional artist, and I don't know how. Okay. So you can still be a traditional artist and be online. You absolutely don't need to do digital drawing. But if you mean become a traditional artist and go digital, I would find a affordable Cintiq or drawing tablet for you to start with. And just grab Krita or a free drawing program and try. Go ahead and begin. I think that is absolutely a good idea. Because it will take time for you to adjust to the new medium, because digital art and traditional art are different mediums, but you can still do art with them. So be patient, give it a try, make sure it's within your budget, and absolutely go for it. Okay, cool. How'd you find your style? So, interestingly, I have a strange opinion on style. Style exists, and it doesn't. It both does and does not exist, in that style, you can recognize a certain artist's work by their air quotes style. However, what a style is not, oh, this is how this artist draws forever. Like, this is instantly recognizable as them forever. Style is a culmination of all the information that the artist has learned and all the muscle memory and habits and techniques that the artists use, kind of condensed into a piece, if that makes sense. So the way you find your style is not looking at something and going like, I want a mixture of this, and then suddenly doing it. It is a mixture of like, I am inspired by this, so I want to emulate it as closely as I can. And then you practice it. And the honest thing is, you're probably not going to get 100% accuracy by mimicking someone else's style. But you will find that your own art style has changed and has updated to be closer or a variation of that other artist's style. Style is basically it's your muscle memory. Style is your muscle memory, your artistic eye, and your knowledge combining to make your art. I feel like style depends more about the approach of the drawing and less about the artists themselves. It is very much the approach, the intent, and the execution. It is the three things coming together to make the piece that the artist either intended to or didn't intend to make. If I wanted something oatmeal-y, I'd go cream of wheat. Ooh, with a little sugar. That sounds good. But honey, I don't want oatmeal. I want Fruity Pebbles. But oatmeal is good for you. That's why I'm eating it. Oh, go for me. Heat Raptor. Gotta go because I've got a backlog of saved YouTube videos to catch up on, and I'd love to stay, but I got stuff to do today. You absolutely do what you gotta eat. Do what you best. Take care of yourself and have fun. Nom, nom, nom. Simply, when you purposely get in trouble, just get scolded by the pretty goblin lady. Oh no, I'm in trouble. How are you gonna berate me? And meanwhile, I'll be like, be nice, do your homework. Come on. Come on, you got this. Ask yourself, what's worse, angry honey or disappointed honey? Ooh. Which one would be worse? Ooh. Disappointed always hits really hard for me. Maybe it's because when my parents were disappointed in me, I was like, no, this is it. It's over. Have you ever had a day when your own drawings are scolding you? For honey, today was that day. Yes. Also, Aura, happy 36 months. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I had a teacher pull the disappointed card once. It's rough when teachers do it too, especially if you like the teacher. It's like, oh, this one hurts. Eat the oatmeal like brown sugar. I put honey in it. It was real good. Blues. I'm gonna do push-ups for honey and chat. Yeah, do some push-ups. It's good for you. Good exercise. Well, alright. If I create something, I always like to add details. Add details that I've learned over the years. You'll notice that your art style changes as you get older and do more art. That's because your muscle memory has changed. Your artistic eye has improved. Your art knowledge has gotten larger. You know? It's pretty important. And it's kind of hard to force. A lot of it just comes down to practice and learning in a very efficient way. What's your model's height? 3'5", maybe. Little shorty. Little shorty. Once a teacher said they had a lot of expectations, so I disappointed them out of anxiety. When someone has expectations of me, I'm like, oh gosh, there's so much pressure now. Even if the expectations are low. Even if the expectations are low, it's tough. I'll be okay. 1 push-up a day. You'll be surprised how fast you get up to doing 100 plus push-ups with ease. I think right now I can do about 12 push-ups. So if I keep doing that, I think it'll be better for me. I'll be able to be more consistent. Well, Luke, thanks for the hydrate. And Be French, thank you for the ear wiggles. Hey, tech lovers. Hello, Jeff. Also, just a heads up. My computer is okay. I updated the drivers. It's fine now, but I do need to eventually get a new computer. Because that's just how it goes with tech, huh? Especially when you stream. Because games are becoming less and less, or AAA games are becoming less and less optimized. So it's so important. It's so important if you stream and use a computer to play games. You gotta have a good computer. Which means it can be kind of expensive. Hey, oh, it be like that. Oh. Loose thanks for posture check. Is that meant to be used scolding? Yes. I was demonstrating how I get ideas out for an art piece. We're gonna start with a gesture, a little bit of anatomy, and then a correction. Genuinely, I think it looked better before when I was putting the hand a little bit more like popping out the hip here. Do something like this. This kind of foreshortening is hard, but I want to get better at it. Maybe if I pop out the leg here, it'll make the silhouette more dynamic. Yeah, that looks a bit better. The fact that so many indie games can keep up with AAA games is insane. Yeah, no. Indie games are so much lighter on your computer a lot of the times than AAA games. AAA games, the graphics are too high. The graphics are too high. Jeff, we might even be able to play the new quadruple A games. Thanks, Ubisoft. I don't think I can actually, like, I was never really into buying AAA games in the first place. The only ones I would get, would be like FromSoft, specifically Dark Souls and Soulsborne games. That's it. That's it. That is the only thing. There are very few AAA games that I care about anymore. There are very few that I quite like. But yeah, it's okay. Armored Core. I've heard Armored Core is good. I just haven't got it. The more complex and detailed, the more time they require. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, that is true of video games. There's so much oatmeal. I make half the amount that I usually make, too. It's not even that much oatmeal. I can barely run Monster Hunter Wild. I cannot play Monster Hunter Wild. I don't think my computer could take it. I've heard it's good, though. I don't drown by oatmeal. But it's so good for me. It's so good for me. Ah! That's because AAA games are trying to sell us, I'll pay any price for a new video game crowd, but AAA hasn't been giving its customers value for money for a while now. Wasn't the oatmeal? Just honey. Just straight oatmeal with honey. Bye, Kitsune! Welcome back! Happy 42 months! Hiya! The rise of indie devs saving gaming. It's tough. Because I'd imagine as an indie dev, you can't make too big, complicated games because of the time and investment it requires to make a big game would be a lot. And if your game doesn't get enough advertising or gets picked up by the right person, it won't have really the financial return you need to survive. So it's tough. Indie games are limited in scope by the budget they have. How long can they afford to make a game without a guaranteed profit? it is tough to think about gaming and art in those terms. And I'm it's very unfortunate that we live in a world where it's like art has to be profitable in order to survive. Very, very tiring. It would be nice to see what people could do if they were not constrained by budget. Capitalism. See, the indie game makes a better Sonic game than Sega happened again? This does not surprise me. This does not surprise me. Oatmeal with honey sounds like an adorable breakfast date. You get to watch me eat my oatmeal before I do art. My breakfast. It's just me chewing and chewing oatmeal. Sitting across the table from you, just going, Yummy, yummy, yum. Monhunt feels particularly relevant here. I needed a new computer just a few months ago. Ended up getting a pretty modern one, specifically using Wilds as my benchmark for must be able to play it post-release. Systems are now saying my computer's below minimum specs. Exactly. I don't think a lot of people can afford the computers to even play a lot of these games. So how are they going to afford the games now? Imagine if we have a VTuber fighting game. Honey would be OP with her tiny hitbox. Hard to hit, but also would do no damage. Oh. Alrighty. That's all my oatmeal. After the music popped, what song from the Izuku Saga is hated by a lot of fans? Challenge, Hold Them Down. Odysseus Can't Help But Wonder. It's Hold Them Down. I like Hold Them Down. I think it's a good song. Very poignant. All right. Color study. Let's go. Let's start with the smoothie. I feel like the smoothie would be a good one to start with because I don't really know what I'm doing. So we're going to take it easy. I think I'm going to one layer it. So we're going to keep it on one layer. So here's how this works. I'll write down the rules here. So, art study. No color picker. That's pretty much it. Just no color picker. Color from I. So this is a way for me to practice learning color theory. I don't know color theory. I am not very good at it. So we're going to practice. It's a song that's great, but you can't sing it in public? Nope. You cannot. Exactly what I keep wondering why they want to push for crazy graphics and unoptimized with over 100 gigs of game drives. Be crazy? Yeah. Part of it is investors. As far as I understand, there's a desire to appeal to investors. So I'm going to grab the color wheel. Put it right here. Come on, put it right there. Yeah, there you go. So I got the color wheel, and I'm basically just going to be grabbing from here. Oof, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna put my subtool here. No, I want the subtool down here. Did I delete it? Put the subtool here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to be practicing color picking from here. Whew. I'll just put the colors until it works pretty much. That is pretty much what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to make it a little smaller, actually. We're going to move it over a little bit. Now I'm going to draw it on the same layer. So this is going to be good for practice, rough on my self-esteem, but good for my brain in general in terms of learning art. So really easily, for now, the background is white. I'm not going to worry about how accurate it is in terms of design or proportion. I'm more trying to get the colors correct. So let's see. That looks like a purple. If I had to guess, would probably be more in the grayish purple range. So we're just gonna again, not worrying about accuracy in terms of the design. I'm more worrying about the color accuracy. I'm gonna move it over so y'all can see a bit better. Here's your bad dad joke of the day. What do you call two octopi that look exactly alike? Identical. Identical. That's pretty cute. That's a pretty cute one. I think it might be too saturated, actually. Even now, just looking at this. Yeah, it's too saturated. Okay. Even more gray then. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So how this works is I am testing my eye for color relativity, which is not amazing, but that's okay. Also, good morning, Johnny. Ugh. So we're gonna use that color. The darker version of this color looks kind of red. Let's go a little bit more pink and dark, but not as saturated. Yeah, let's try that. So if I go like this, I'm not going to worry too much about blending it. I'm more going to worry about getting the colors right. Okay, that's not too bad. Weirdly enough, it looks like I could use a bit more red in it. Yeah. Okay, I was right the first time. It is a bit more red. Interesting, even though it's blueberries. Some color dilation in the pixels adding a red hue. Yeah, right? Interesting. Okay. And for this one, it has some, so I'm looking at this, and it has some like orange looking seeds in it, as well as like these purple looking seeds too. Or that's skin, I guess. What did the bison say to his son when he left the ranch? Bison. Bison. Cute. All right, let's see. So for this, I'm actually going to change the pen to a flat G pen. Okay. Let's do the glass first. My brain almost went to color drop, and I'm like, no, honey, you're not supposed to color drop. That's the whole point of this, is no color drop. Now you get to find out if that's orange or relative orange. Yeah, Jeff, I get to find out if it's relative orange or if it actually is orange. Because it might actually be brown. Orange and brown are very, very close, but it might be brown with the colors next to it. Even now, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this color, this pink, looks too dry. It looks too dry. So color relativity is fascinating and hard to use in art. But if I learn it, I will become a better artist for it. So we shall see. So I'm going to grab a really light, cold purple, because the glass is even lighter, actually. The glass is, you know what? A little bit less saturated. Yeah, this is looking a bit better. I'm drawing the edge of the glass right now. Well, I guess it's technically a plastic glass. And I'm just trying to get the basic colors out here. Oh my gosh, this is difficult. Because here's the thing, I can't use this color over here. It does not work, as you can see. Over here, it does not match over here. I need to use a different color. Oh, get my handyman a to-do list, but he only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs. Look, and that's why I'm very glad both my references have color spots in them, so artists can drop the exact shade. Yep, I have that in my reference sheet too. Okay. I think there's still this color. So I can color drop off of this, but not this one. This one I am not allowed to touch. I'm gonna do this here. So there is an in-between color here that I think is warm. It's a warm in-between color for the smoothie. I'm gonna try to grab it. Yeah, I think this is close. Something like this. And then I'm trying not to use the blend brush as well because I want to grab the flat colors and see if I can make it look like a sort of quickly painted version of itself. A little bit lighter here. Something like this. No, it's too cold. That's not bad. It's a little too warm now. Something like this. That's not too bad. What up, baby? I mean, honey, what's up, honey? What's up, Sid? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing a color study. I'm struggling, but that's okay. That's okay. This is part of the learning process. It's not going to be perfect or pretty. It's going to be a learning experience. Remember, a regular joke doesn't become a dad joke until it becomes apparent. But no pain, no gain. Exactly. You're a dirty joke. A white horse fell in the mud. Oh no, he need a shower. Okay. Okay. So now we're getting into the tricky part of there is a glass over it. So maybe I will draw the actual berries and apple dried pieces first and the straw. So the straw looks my brain says that is white, but it's not white. It's close. It is an off-white. I think it is either red or yellow, probably like an orangey yellow. Like very desaturated orangey yellow. Maybe like this. That works for the shading. But for the actual lightness, I think it is much lighter. Oh, interesting. No, it's less saturated. But way lighter. Okay. Yeah, that's closer for sure. Okay. I'm struggling, but that's okay. Well, if that isn't some inspiring stuff right there. A cast shadow being slightly towards the foreground was messing with me for a bit. Yeah. It's slightly, it's not quite a lighting from here. It's kind of here, but not quite fully. And so it's adding a different dimension to it that looks cool, but it takes a little bit. Look, I'm thinking about making a new D&D character where he is a noble rogue who specializes in espionage. Lookout and gathering information. I'm going to name him Surveillance. Surveillance. Honestly, that is excellent. I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited for that. Big Will, thanks for the breather, Deem. So this looks like a dry brown, like a desaturated dry brown. It's warm though, like it's slightly warm. So perspective-wise, yeah, it does this. Where it just goes like this. Not warm enough. Okay. Yeah, that feels closer. That definitely feels closer, but actually maybe a bit more saturated. Yeah, a little more saturated. Straight line. Okay, that's not too bad. Honestly, I feel like it is still too brown and I should make it more saturated. So let's make it like oversaturated. Oh, wow, okay. It's way more saturated than I thought. I was desaturating it on purpose because I was like, it can't be that saturated. No, it actually is. Wow, okay. Okay. Hmm. Is circumvent a thief? Master lockpicker? With a drink like that, I'm thinking a large club sandwich inside a pickle spears. Ooh. I'm thinking cereal with a smoothie or a baked brioche bun. Surveillance, circumference, and circumvent. I love hopping in here and seeing all these jokes and puns. It's very fun. Got a lot of dad jokes in this community. It's nice. Okay, let's try the blueberries. We were in combat at our camp and the druid is pointing out an orc. He's running through the camp. I said, no, he ran through the camp. It's past tense. That's a good one. That's a good one. Honestly, I cracked my fingers so hard I thought for a second I'd broken it. It popped so loud I was half expecting it to start glowing in the dark. Cracking like a glow stick. A little sippy. One sec, my lips are cracked. I gotta put some lip balm on. There we go. Excellent. Another easy morning with honey. Welcome, Holiday. Chad thinks they're funny. And they are. Johnny's correct. Don't forget the very Santa-inspired noble gift giver. Likes to mask his gifts as a reward for beating him. Good old surprise. Y'all are good. Y'all are funny. All right, let's do the blueberry now. So the blueberries, just looking at them now, they have a texture to them. So as you can see, they have this lighter texture and darker. I'm going to have to try to find how to simplify them and draw them. So it's a very like almost a violet color, but like desaturated and dark. So if I started drawing blueberries like this, that's so dark and saturated. I gotta do this. See, now this doesn't look right. My brain is like, this doesn't look right, but I'm like, part of it is trusting the process and figuring out what is correct and what isn't. Like, how do I know what color is correct? And unfortunately, the answer is I don't, and I am kind of estimating. The problem with estimating is that if you guess one of the colors wrong, it will throw off your color calibration and color relativity for the whole drawing. That's why this is an exercise. It's to practice and see how good it goes. All right, I want a really nice like blue like this. No, a little more chalky. How do I get a bit more chalky? I think that's pretty close. Part of it is also deciding what to focus on with the lighting and color and what to let go in terms of textures. And that itself is a really tricky one too. Also, here's a fun one. You see this little blueberry here? It's not the same color as these. Because of color relativity, it looks actually a bit more yellow. So how do I grasp that color? I kind of just have to guess. Blueberry, contrary to their name, are more purple than violet. Contrary to their name. Or more purple than blue. Yeah, they are. It's neat. Look, and this guy came up to me and started shouting, I'm a teepee. I'm a wigwam. I'm a teepee wigwam. I said, calm down, man. You're too tense. Too tense. Isn't blueberry one of those misnomers? Like blueberries aren't actually blue and they aren't berries either. I don't know. I think they're berries, but I think they are maybe misnamed a little bit. Oh my gosh. How... I have to like unfocus my eyes and stare at them, but like squint to see what color they are. Because my brain is playing with color relativity now. But like this is slightly yellow right here. But it's not yellow. It is brown. Okay, it's brown. Good. If it's brown, I know how to grab that. Okay, we're gonna grab the brown and make it really dark like this. And then have it be like this. Hello, dingoes! Fruit, and I'm not just talking about me. We're all fruity here, it's okay. But Tony, thank you for the resub. Happy 29 months. Honey Goblin smoothie. I'd be green. You just put like spinach in any smoothie and that's the color it'll turn. But yeah, we're currently working on color theory, which it's hard. It's really tricky. I'm learning and I'm doing my best. It is very difficult. Because like these do not look correct. The brown I have chosen does not look correct. But I know there is a brown in here. Like if I just stare at it like this is a brown. This is a brown. It's like a orangey brown. But how do I do it here? I think I need to make it more saturated. I guess it was another berry that had berry in its name, but aren't actually berries. Maybe it's blackberries? I'm pretty sure that's a phone. Maybe? I don't know enough about fruit. What are those chip-looking things? They look like apple chips. I think they're dehydrated apples. So I'm trying to get the colors. But yeah, the rules are no color picker and color from eye. So I'm practicing color relativity and color theory, I guess. And trying to grasp it so that I can prove my ability to color. It's so frustrating, but it's good for me. It's good for me. Small confession, I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. That's a good one. Blackberries and raspberries aren't berries. Really? Banana and tomatoes are berries. Oh my gosh. We're getting into the definitions of fruit now. Oh geez. Oh, beans. Okay. Let me try to do these. How do I do this? Because like they seem to have textures here. And then even darker blue. Because if you look here, this little bit here is dark. How do I... No, that's too saturated. Something like that. And then really high contrast light here. That doesn't look too bad. And then for this one, it is further back. So it'll be a little lighter for the composition. No, a little bit darker. Yeah. Does this look correct? No. Is that the point? Yes. Also, if I miss your messages in chat, so sorry. I am focusing on the colors, so please keep that in mind. Can't take my dog to the park. The ducks keep biting him. I guess that's what I get for buying a purebred dog. That's a good one. Big Will, thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Fruits have seed in them rather than being a seed. That might be part of the reason they're not classified as fruit or berries. Pumpkins and cucumbers are berries. What? Tomatoes are berries? I don't know what to tell you. This is news to me. Really quickly, I'm going to grab a blanket because I'm getting a little chilly. I'll be one moment. It's a little chilly out here. Oh, I got my blanket. Oh, my comfy blanket. Let's go. Yippee! I'm gonna be cozy today while I do this art study. Even if I'm struggling, that's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll eventually learn it. Practice is a struggle sometimes, especially with art or any new skill, and I am technically learning a new skill. So that's what we're doing. Because I have a blanket on. Let me put a blanket on the bottle. My cozy blanket. The coziest of blankets, yes. Good. Good stuff. I'll make it a bit smaller. Yeah. Yeah. Being cozy. Would you say you're a little green chili? A little chili? Yes, I am a little chili. Thanks for noticing. I can warm you up, honey. I'm surrounded by this hot hellfire after all. No shortage of things that will warm you up. In fact, they might cook you. You might end up a little cooked. Okay, next up. Oh, this is already so much nicer. Huh. Okay. Apple chips. Starting to make me hungry? Yeah, so here's a fun thing with art studies. Oh my gosh, I forgot my art club. Anyways, art studies are really, really difficult and fun because for me, I get to find pictures of food. A lot of times with color studies, you can choose really, really simple pictures. So instead of looking online because there's so much AI, heads up, don't use AI generated images for art studies because more often than not, a lot of the colors will not look correct and it will not lead to a very accurate learning experience. What I did instead is I went to recipes websites where I got to see pictures of food. And so I think it's a safer option currently. I don't know how many food websites don't use AI, you know? But for now, it's led to the most accurate results as far as I could see. Satan, are you roasting me, honey? No, you're already roasting down there. Jeff, all the compounded mistakes will become your mistakes that'll take years to unlearn. Exactly. Chat, remember you can do -AI when searching on Google Images. That can help. It definitely can. Some slip by sometimes. So the best thing I usually do is I look for pictures predating 2022 or 2021. So it sucks. But like, yeah, because of AI generated images, like the references are harder to trust. And so I go to like TrueRef, which is like for human poses. And I find older websites that do not use them, you know? Weirdly enough, I think this is too saturated now. Okay. Because this is a little too saturated, but it's the right range of color. Oh, too dark. That makes it a little bit colder. Maybe? Yeah, this looks a bit better. This looks a bit better. Okay, so it was too saturated before, but it's still not fully there, but that's okay. It's interesting. I wonder if one of the reasons why food is such a common art subject is because the art students are all hungry and thus focused on the food. So one of the reasons, there are many reasons, but for me, it's because I don't have to worry about anatomy. I'm not worried on whether or not the human face looks human enough. It is simple, static, and very anatomy. It lacks the knowledge you need for human form. So the point is not to study the human form or make a human pose look correct, or even a background with perspective. The objective is not to make the background look correct perspective-wise. It is to solely focus on the colors. And that is really easy with food, because people take a lot of vibrant aesthetic food photos that don't require knowledge of anatomy, structure, perspective, foreshortening. And you can really just go, oh, the colors don't look right. I think it's 8 static berries. What are static berries? Joko, thank you for the resub. Happy 4 months. Food isn't static. Oh, static berry. You could try drawing a human face on it. Get some extra practice. I could. Could you imagine if the blueberries just stared at you the whole time? Like, I'm trying to do like a Riz face where it's like sucking your cheeks. And then raise your brows. I can't do it with the model. I can't do a Riz face with the model. Shocking flavor, honestly. Zaps you awake with flavor. Apocalyptic. I have a friend who spends way too much money on adoptables she never uses. I would argue if you're looking at least basic ideas, use AI to generate concepts and develop, and just do things the old-fashioned way. You can save a ton of money that way. Here's the thing, handyman. It's still using stolen art. It is an unethical way of doing it, and I'm gonna be so for real. A lot of the times, whenever a potential client shows an artist AI art, the artist will go, actually, I won't accept your commission. And I am inclined to agree, because if you use generated art, then I cannot trust that you won't feed my art into a generator. Like, no matter what you say, I can no longer trust you with art. Because it is, no matter what, there is no ethical AI generation. Because it relies on a stolen database that was taken without artist's consent to generate images. Yeah. Johnny, even that way AI will lead you astray. Don't trust in it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, look, it's art for free, just for references. It's just the beginning point. It's like, no, that's the devil talking. And if you listen to it, you let him into your heart. And no one can trust you at that point. Sorry. Like, people have forgotten the lost art of photo bashing. Photo bashing is one of the best ways you can do it. Also, my bottle is lagging, so sorry. But yeah, photo bashing or stick figure drawing for reference is wonderful. Highly recommend doing it. I gotta check my task manager, because this is one of the things I was testing, is like, okay, how well is my computer doing? What is open and what can I close? Okay. That's a bit better. Dingus, let's not throw the devil under the bus. True. True. The devil would have more tact. Also hate looking at AI art on a deep instinctual level. It's what it represents, and the way people use it is very frustrating. CPU and GPU look good on those terms. They're fine right now. I'm looking at it at the moment. And VBridger is lagging slightly, as well as VTube Studio. Let me see if I can close any extra tabs. Because yeah, this is one of the things that I was kind of testing on stream, was just like, okay, what do I need to adjust and change to make sure my computer runs good? Because if it doesn't run good, I might just have to upgrade it, and that will take me time, and I would have to probably postpone streams until I get a new computer if I can't get this working. What about using posing and designing tools like Sims characters or Hero Forge? Oh, that's absolutely nice. Like, that's a great idea. See, the difference between using reference and like 3D models to create an image is that you are not stealing someone else's artwork. You are using it as reference. So when you go to commission someone, instead of AI generating something close to what you want, just take the reference and say, hey, I like this. This artist did this. I want this vibe or this pose or this design. But like, how do I do it without ripping off their design or stealing it? Like, communicate with your artists. Saying, y'all get me. The soulless art is plain awful. I don't support AI. Yeah, I do not support it. I'm actively against it. Here's the big thing. It does not matter whether AI generated images, because they're not art. It doesn't matter whether AI generated images look, air quotes, good to you. Fundamentally, it is based on theft, and it is not ethical. You know? It is crippling your ability to think. You know? Using it as a tool cripples your brain's ability to create things. It is one of those things where if someone's like, oh, we just used like AI generation or generated voices as a temporary thing for our game, it's like, I cannot trust you now. You were willing to use it even if it was just a placeholder. I cannot trust you with it, because if one thing is AI generated, the entire thing is AI generated. Like, I can't trust you now. Why would I be asked to buy and play a game that someone could not be asked to make? There's no soul or life in it. You just wanted to easy profit, no work, you know? Jeff, you have to wonder where else they're trying to cut corners. Exactly. Exactly. I like laughing at AI because it almost never gets hands right, like 90% of the time. Here's the problem. AI generation will change and get sharper and crisper and better at it. There are a lot of artists who got accused of using AI generation because AI stole from their art, you know? It harms artists. It's very, very frustrating. It becomes a bit of an AI witch hunt. And sorry, I'm just trying to match the crisp apple or the dehydrated apple colors. It's like lighter and more, yeah, something like that. But yeah, like, it's very frustrating because it's hard to explain to people that in using AI generation to come up with your ideas, you are slowly, without even realizing it, going to lose the ability to execute and think of ideas. You are training your brain and rewarding it for not thinking. Kind of like how being on YouTube Shorts constantly is going to impair your ability to focus because you're always going to be looking for short form content. But different because this time it is stealing. It's not just making short videos. Let's see. That is too cold. We're going to warm that up a little bit. No, we're actually going to... Huh. Interesting. Color theory is neat. I don't understand it, but yeah. There's also a massive security issue for tech companies because they'll use AI to summarize emails or put technical manuscripts, and they'll be shocked to find confidential information being used to generate new prompts. Yep. Dingus. It's not even hard to explain. It's that people are already logically inept and stubborn to listen to reason, let alone have empathy. It is very difficult. Like, I don't think you are necessarily a bad person if you used AI, learned how bad it is, and stopped. But if you learn how bad it is, continue to use it and go, well, I need it. It's like, you have lost. Like, I cannot trust you now. I cannot trust you to do the right thing should the time come. You will do what is convenient over what is right. AI is a very interesting way to gauge how people online will react when they are faced with a hard choice. When some people go, oh, but I need it. You know, I need it. How else am I going to get my ideas? I can't afford it. It's like, okay. You will probably do awful things or let awful things happen because it is more convenient than the harder option. People will pay attention when there's an AI copy of them on the internet, then it'll be too late. That's the problem, is like a lot of people don't see things as a problem until it affects them personally and to the like to a detrimental degree. And that's oftentimes when it is way too late. A lot of the times artists, marginalized people, and artists and marginalized peoples are usually the first people to suffer the consequences of people in power's greed and actions. But they are often the ones that people are like, well, that's fine. It's just art. We can survive without it. And then they don't think about it. They don't understand how much goes into it. It's like the shopping cart scenario. It is a shopping cart scenario, except if you don't put the shopping cart back, it will explode at some point in the future. Suchi, so many people genuinely do not know how it works because so much of the marketing is trying to deceive people regarding how it trains and functions. Yep. There's a lot of deceptive tactics in companies going like, oh, it'll make your life easier. It's like a robot that understands and reads your emails and studies them and tells you the important stuff without the extra. And it's like, okay, so you're letting a company look at your emails, your private information about you, what you look at, how long you spend on certain websites, what you look at specifically. And then they will target you for marketing, advertisement, or potentially, depending on your state, just like it will target you and you will be more susceptible to harassment or like doxing. That's the easiest way I can put it. I saw someone say this before. saying, I wanted AI to help us with stuff like dishes and chores, not to take over art. Yep. Why do I want the robot to do the fun stuff while I do the hard work? When I want the robot to do the hard work where I do the fun stuff, you know? Lasers Word Goblin, thank you for the sub with Prime. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing good. And Be French, thank you for the breather, Dean. You're so based. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. But yeah, Len Jedi says a good point. When people say they want AI, what they want is automation. You want automation. You don't want AI. AI, like tech sector is trying to brand AI as automation. It's saying like, oh, it'll make your life easier. It does the work for you. No, you want automation. You want the machines that make growing vegetables and farming things easier. You want the machines that can help people produce more high quality technology or like better metals, you know? AI can be good, but it's a buzzword now. That's the problem. There is generative AI is bad because it is mostly creating things that do not exist to get rid of artists and also spread misinformation. But there is good AI in, for example, the medical field, where AI is used to scan for certain cells and then notify a doctor that this may potentially be a problem. The doctor will also still look at it, but the AI can help to go, hey, here's something that your human eyes may have missed. But at the same time, it needs a human eye because there are things that machines cannot pick up that a human eye can. Both is good. One is not better than the other. Let's see. I'm trying to get this color correct. It's a bit more desaturated here. Nope, it's actually more saturated. Okay. All right, then. Yeah, it's more saturated. Dang. Interesting. Okay, this is a little more orange. A little bit more saturated and warm. Oh, that looks more brown. Okay. Like way more saturated. The color theory is wild. I don't understand it, but I'm gonna learn. I'm not going to stay and stagnate in the same place forever. I will learn and get better. Assistive AI. Thank you, Myth. That's a good way of putting it. Assistive AI is a useful tool to be wielded by a human operator. Generative AI is theft. Yeah. See Skivity Lupus comment that absolutely killed me in this chat. What? I missed it. Dingus. Even then, AI should be assistive in its largest capacity. People should still know basic facts and skills. Automation is my passion. Automation is so important. But yeah, here's the problem with the way AI is being marketed. It's saying, oh, it'll make your life easier. It'll make things smoother and you'll have to do less work. It's like, no. That's not how that works. What it is doing is it is taking away your ability to do more things. There is a sort of there's a saying that like kind of rings true with history where it's like hard men make soft times and soft men make hard times. Like it's a fairly old sexist saying because not very inclusive of people, but in a certain sense it can ring true. And that's just what it makes me think of when I hear people are like, oh yeah, AI is great, it'll make your life easier. It's like, no, it will make it easier for you to get taken advantage of. And it will, oh, that is not the right color. Okay, I want way lighter. It will make it easier for you to not be able to help yourself and exist without this technology. Again, it takes away your ability to think and make things creatively. And that is what benefits capitalism. Because if you can't do something, it is easier to sell you the problem that you cannot solve. Right, no color picking. That's the hard one. I can color pick off of this one, but not this one. I can color pick off of here. Oh, this is tough. See, like, this is kind of what I'm doing. I want to grow and learn. I don't want to rely on color picking the entire time. It's a useful tool, and I don't disparage anyone for using color picker. But I want to train my artistic eye so that I can create things like this. I need a lighter color. Probably this one, honestly, for this. And then here. Okay, it's not looking bad. It's not looking amazing, but honestly, for a first try, this is pretty okay. I was expecting way less relative colors. I've seen you so much on TikTok, I always forget to follow you here on Twitch. Hey, Kitsune Drago. Or Draco, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Part of it is also simplifying. That can be tricky. Hi, Grape. Welcome in. How are you doing? Seeing this, though, makes me want to have a fruit and veggie smoothie like I used to. Oh, yeah. Even if AI makes work easier, it won't make people have to work less. Automation and machinery was supposed to make people work less, but all it did was make factories scale up their production and make more money. Yep. A lot of the times, it will make you have to do more when tools are introduced. When digital art became a thing, people were like, "Oh, good! We can do art easier. We'll have more time to rest. We can make sure that things are being done efficiently and well and not burning out our artists." No, it just made people expect more high-quality art in less time. There is an expectation, unfortunately, when people get the tools to make their work easier, that it's like, "Oh, okay, now you can do more work." It's like, no. The point is to do a good amount of work, a reasonable amount of work, and improve our living situation in the time that the tools can give us to do it. It makes me want to grimace shake so I can die on Minecraft. It's tricky. It's tricky. But even so, I persist. We persist. We keep going. All right, let's do the glass, because I think I can do the glass. The chips are not as warm as I would have liked, but I can't quite figure out how to do that. But again, that's part of the learning experience. It's like, okay, we're getting close. I want to do the glass, and then I want to do the little flecks in here. Big Will, thanks for the hydrate. And Lexer, thank you for the resub. Happy 5 months. Welcome on back. So their algorithm thought I needed a cute goblin girl artist on my feed. Why does it know me so well? It's listening. It knows. But welcome on in. I hope you're doing good. But also, if y'all would like to see another very cool VTuber, do check out Grape. Grape is very, very cool. I like hanging out and seeing what Grape is up to. Very, very cool dragon VTuber. Sorry, I just had to stretch my back. Also, Danish said, thank you for the earwiggles. And Jasper, thank you for the 100 shinies. Because I called off work because I woke up barely able to move because my muscles are rocks today. I just got back from a trip to the store for liquid IV. They have cotton candy flavor. Ah, yummy! It's nice when the medication comes in a nice flavor, at least. And Biggle, thanks for the posture check. Dingus, generative AI gives the wealthy access to a skill while keeping the skilled from accessing wealth. Yeah. It's, that someone said this phrase, and it really, I felt it rang true, and I would have to explain it, because just by itself, I don't think it explains it itself. But there is a sort of pauperization of art. Of going like, oh, artists, they should not be wealthy, but we deserve art. It's necessary. It's culture. It's like, culture should not just be for the wealthy or those who can afford it. Culture should be for everyone. And so there's a tricky balance of, I understand when people pirate games, especially from AAA games and devs or like companies that are huge and sell their games for like $100 when it's not great. But there is a tricky element of when you get to indie creators, where it's like, this is their livelihood, this is their living. I feel that you should support them. And it's a tricky ethical gray area where it's like, yeah, culture should not just be for those who afford it, but think about if you cannot afford to buy it and the developer cannot no longer afford to make it, we are going to end up killing the culture that is affordable. And then it really will be for just for the wealthy. It's tricky. Also, Rizzy Pop, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. Let's see. Ooh, how is your art stream? Welcome on in. We're having a very fun ethical conversation about generative AI and the worth of art and pirating. Very, very fun to talk about. Sad fact that so many artists only get popular post-mortem. Picasso, for example. So interesting fact, or interesting theory to think about. It's not really fact, but it's something fun to think about, or sad, depending on your perspective, is a lot of the times a dead person can't argue when you sell their stuff. And they can't make more of it. Thus, it's more valuable because it's one of a kind. So you can kind of think about why an artist only seems to get their art is only worth a lot when they're dead. It's not really the artist's choice. It's more of the people who are selling it. Something to kind of think about. Because you can absolutely get famous off drawing anime titties now. It's awesome. It's great. It's cool. I was making soft art. Ooh, if you feel like sharing your art, Rizzy, absolutely feel free to send it to a mod and they can share it with me and I can share it with chat. I only pirate things that are either aren't sold anymore or things I already own in another form. Now, if they're not sold anymore, that's a whole other thing to talk about. Where if something is no longer sold, it's not really pirating because it doesn't exist anymore, if that makes sense. Like old Nintendo games that are no longer made. It is not really... It is more ethical to pirate that because it is no longer accessible. You know? Okay, the gray here. That's not bad, actually. Perfect. Because to a certain point, piracy can actually become preservation. Because how else would these games exist and people experience them? If the original sellers get rid of them, you know? Oh gosh, it's so hard to draw over top. Ugh! It's so hard to draw over top the lines. Okay. I'm gonna get these colors. Most games made before 2008 simply don't exist anymore. Some of it is an optimization issue where it's like we don't really have the consoles to play them anymore. But emulators are really cool. Also, Wolfson, thank you for the 100 shinies. Another stream I won't be able to stay for long because I gotta go to work in an hour, but it'll drop a joke before I have to disappear. Man walks into a bar and says, ow. Classic. Thank you, Wolves, for sharing. Dingus, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Yep. If buying isn't owning, pirating isn't stealing. Sorry, I'm just stretching real quick. Making sure my back isn't getting too tight. If someone is okay automating manual labor, thereby taking away their income, then what's the problem with art being automated? So the difference between manual labor being automated versus art being automated is manual labor is not... How do I explain this? Art being air quotes automated is not ethical because it is stealing pre-existing art that artists could not give consent to. Creating machines to make manual labor easier is not stealing jobs. If someone has an extremely dangerous job, or a job that is extremely taxing on your body, automation can help them. Automation and AI generation are different in that sense. I can absolutely see the point where people are like, oh, but automation's taking away jobs. It's like, the idea behind it, behind making automation better so people are not putting their bodies at risk, is for them to potentially do more with the tools they have, or do more with the better tools they are given. The problem is, living into society, is a lot of the times when people are given tools to make their work better, they are expected to do more. It's like, no, no, no. We have to expect people to do the same or more. Both must be acceptable. Not just more, but equivalent. Because if a farmer needs to, let's say a really easy one, gather grain, and it's very, very taxing doing it with really old-fashioned, let's say medieval scythes, and that can instead be replaced with grain harvesters, we should expect the same yield from the field they have with less work, allowing the farmer to do more work that they want to do and take care of themselves and not be able to farm longer because their bodies can actually handle it. Ideally, that's how that works. However, we live under capitalism. When companies are like, here's a better tool, make more. It's like, we cannot. We cannot, because there's a limited amount of land. It's very tricky. It's more efficient, but it won't create more. It is just more efficient. All right. I'm gonna have to do this rim of this cup. It's fine. It's fine. I will be good at this. The more I practice, the better at art I will get. And that is the goal. Okay. Okay. And there's a little one here. And there's just like white. Just like for the rim of this is just white. And then we have, I think, this color right about here. Oh, actually, it's less saturated. Okay. Also, sorry if I'm ranting a whole bunch. And I'm very passionate about this. And I feel that it's important for people to consider certain options. In order for AI to continue working, it needs a constant supply of non-AI art to feed off of, or they'll just have to feed off each other and cause model collapse. Exactly. The model has to keep stealing without permission, otherwise it will just collapse and kill itself. Come on, V Bridger. Let me disconnect real quick. I'm gonna restart the V Bridger program so that I can make the model react in better time. Because, yeah, CPU seems fine. It's only at 51%. It's a good chunk, but it's not too bad. There we go. Get real tired of the hunter-gatherers standing outside my field yelling, "Go, wee boy, go! Go, wee boy, go, wee boy, go!" That's pretty funny. I'm just trying to make sure that this is working. The bridger is very laggy today, unfortunately. Let's see if I have anything extra open.